by J.C. Svec. Scene, fall, early morning, a third grade classroom. At Rise, a teacher, Miss Lemon, grades students' papers. A man, Mr. Evans, old enough to be married with kids, intrudes. He carries a little girl's backpack, lunch bag, and a large diorama in a cardboard box. Mr. Evans clears his throat to get the teacher's attention.
Good morning.
Good morning. May I help you?
Miss Lemon, room 12?
Yes. And you are?
Mr. Evans, Larry Evans, Dakota's dad.
Mr. Evans, of course.
Mr. Evans fumbles his way to the teacher's desk. He is able to manipulate the diorama and free his right hand to properly greet Miss Lemon.
A pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to finally meet you, Mr. Evans.
You can call me Larry.
I'm more comfortable calling you Mr. Evans.
Right. Sorry, I missed back to school night a few weeks back. Late night at work.
Oh, I understand. Mrs. Evans was in attendance. We are so grateful if one parent shows interest. Two is, well, a miracle. I'm sorry, have I forgotten a conference? I'm almost positive we were scheduled for...
3 weeks from this Thursday, 1 week before Thanksgiving at 3:30 sharp, right here in room 12. I'll probably stop by at Starbucks. Can I get you a pumpkin spice latte? Get the holidays off to a good start.
No, thank you.
Regular? Decaf? Tea, maybe?
Nothing, thank you. It's very thoughtful.
That's what matters, the thought. That's what I try and teach Dakota. It's the thought that counts. How about an apple? Teachers still get apple these days?
And not often, Mr. Evans. Is there something I can help you with, Mr. Evans?
Oh, that'd be great.
Mr. Evans transfers the diorama to Miss Lemon.
I know this was due today.
Oh, the community diorama. Very nicely done.
We put a lot of thought into it. Our idea was to construct a whole town with all of the locations that are important to her. The school, the playground, Monster Mini Golf, the movie theater, the diner. There's even a model of my pickup. That's where we do a lot of our serious father-daughter talking.
Well done, Mr. Evans.
Thanks.
Love the trees.
Yeah, toothpicks with crumpled tissue paper. My wife added them after we were finished.
Good for your wife.
Mr. Evans slides the backpack off his shoulder.
What should I do with...
The lunch sack goes in the back of the room in one of the milk crates. Backpacks behind the students' desks.
Got it.
Mr. Evans delivers the lunch sack.
Her desk would be...
Mr. Evans acknowledges Miss Lemon's directions and proceeds to the spot. He places the backpack behind the chair and sits.
I know school doesn't officially start till 8:05, but I wanted to make sure I got a good parking spot.
Mr. Evans removes a plastic bag with Ritz crackers and a juice pouch from the outer pocket of the backpack.
Do you mind?
Mr. Evans, where is Dakota?
Home with the nanny. She's probably got about 9 hours left on a 24-hour thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Evans, what are you doing here?
Pardon?
What are you doing here? With the backpack and the lunch bag and the... sitting in Dakota's seat.
I'm the understudy.
The what?
The understudy. I'm her understudy. The person who steps in...
I know what an understudy does, Mr. Evans.
Then you understand.
Actually, I don't. What makes Dakota need an understudy?
Well, she can't be here today, so here I am. This is actually my first appearance. I should be grateful that she's so healthy. But not actually going on for more than 3 years? That's tough. It's not like a character in a play that I can develop and prepare and live with for a while. We're talking about an 8-year-old kid. It's a real effort portraying kids these age. I'm not sure if yesterday's BFF is the same today. Who likes who, who's mad at who, the dynamics with adults. It's crazy. You probably understand better than anybody. Personalities and bodies changing by the minute, right before your eyes.
Let me make sure I understand this. you're going to attend school today pretending to be your daughter?
Portraying my daughter. Trust me, I could never pretend to be here. As soon as the first bell rings, you'll never know the difference.
Whose idea was this, Mr. Evans?
Well, it started when she first started school. Her only real concern, the one thing she was most nervous about, was what would happen if she couldn't go to school one day.
Let me guess. You told her you'd attend for her.
That's exactly what I told her. She'd prepare and rehearse me. I just went along with it. My wife disagreed, of course. Said I was doing her an injustice by leading her to believe in something that would never happen. I didn't see the harm in it. It was something that we'd play when we got together. It evolved into this game. Just a game. I assumed the day would come and it wouldn't be a big deal.
And when the day finally came...
Here I am, ready and raring to go.
Mr. Evans, that's all very sweet, but you can't stay.
Why not?
Because it isn't acceptable.
Why not?
Because I can't have an adult sitting in class amongst 25 8-year-old boys and girls.
But I'll be 8 years old too. You haven't seen me do recess. And I've got the B and the C fingering on the recorder down packed. Wait till I nail those whole notes. Would you like to hear it?
Mr. Evans reaches for the backpack.
Mr. Evans, that won't be necessary.
Oh, okay. Can I have my juice and crackers?
No, Mr. Evans, you can't.
Why not?
Because I said so.
But I'm hungry.
I can't let you stay, Mr. Evans.
But...
Mr. Evans, you'd be a distraction. The other boys and girls wouldn't be able to concentrate. There's a good chance they'd make fun of you. And there's a better chance they'd make fun of Dakota when she came back to school.
They'd make fun of her?
Kids can be pretty cruel. You know, teachers can't be everywhere, see or hear everything.
What would they do?
Well, they'd probably make fun of the fact that her daddy had to come to school for her, that she was a baby, things of that nature.
You said they'd make fun of me.
Call you names. Give you a hard time at recess. Dodgeball and phys ed today, that could get ugly.
Dodgeball, huh?
Come on, how about I walk you to your car?
I can't. I just can't.
Miss Lemon kneels next to Mr. Evans.
Why can't you, Mr. Evans?
She asked me to be her understudy, and I said I would. I can't go back on my word. Not this time. I won't go back on my word again.
This isn't about being an understudy, is it, Mr. Evans?
My wife left with Dakota about a year ago. I never saw it coming. A week later, she's moving in with one of her partners from their law firm. I don't get to do anything with her. I do even less for her. I've got to do this.
To keep your word.
Yes.
When did you break your word to her, Mr. Evans? Larry?
I told her we'd always be a family, that at the end of every day I'd come home to her and she could always count on me being there when she needed me.
Was it Dakota's or your idea to come to school today?
It's my week to bring her to school. She met me at the door in her pajamas with the diorama. I saw her stuff on the table in the foyer. So when the nanny hustled her back to bed, I snatched it and came directly here.
Dakota doesn't know?
No. I guess that makes me a real doofus.
You're not a doofus, Mr. Evans. Just a good father.
So I can stay?
Considering the circumstances, yes, you can stay.
Mr. Evans rips the straw from the pouch and inserts it into the drink. His first sip is interrupted.
Under one condition.
Anything.
You act as my parent helper today.
Not the understudy?
Well, it's either parent helper or the understudy is sent to the principal's office for the day.
Can I sit here?
No. You can walk around the classroom helping whatever students you can.
Deal.
Now finish your juice and crackers. I need to write Dakota a note of what a great job you did as her understudy today.
Miss Lemon returns to her desk. Mr. Evans raises his hand.
Yes, Mr. Evans?
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Hurry and finish. The students will be arriving any minute.
Mr. Evans pops a cracker into his mouth. Miss Lemon returns to her note. Blackout.